Okay, Rob Copland in the house. Let's have it. Let's have it, mate. Come on. Sit down. If you love sitting down, 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 stand up. If you love sitting down, stand up. If you love sitting... Not one of you. Fair play. Fair play. You're smart. You're a smart crowd. You didn't stand up. Fair play. You wouldn't if you really loved sitting, would you? You're too smart for that. Smart. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm the only comedian in the world who travels with his own audience. Oh, yeah. They were waiting in the wings. They were going to nip in when you stood up and nip your seats, but no, not past you. You're too smart. You're too smart for that. Stand up and take a bow. Nobody? Fair enough. Fair enough. You cut this crowd, they bleed chairs. Nice to be here. My name is Rob Copland. Nice to meet you. I took a DNA test the other day. Turns out my ancient ancestors, the Chuckle Brothers. Get in there. Come on, I'm related to the big boys. It's good stuff. Nice to be out. Out of the old Locky D. No more Zoom calls? No, thank you very much. No more Zoom calls for me. Couldn't stand them. Hate them. Never want to do another Zoom call in my life. Trying to chat to somebody. The whole time, all I'm thinking is, oh, my face is on the screen as well. There's my little face. You look like you're listening. You really do. Yeah, there you are. There you are. Not going to miss it. Not going to miss it one bit. Nice to be out. First thing I did after lockdown, I went to a nice little barbecue. Got chatting to this guy. He was wearing mirrored sunglasses. Ever tried to hold a conversation with someone who's wearing mirrored sunglasses? It's like Zoom in real life. Trying to connect with the guy, trying to be engaged with him, but the whole time I'm just playing hide and seek with my own eye contact. Cheers, mate. Someone's got it. I can't actually remember the last time I had a proper game of hide and seek. Anybody playing right now? Fair enough. Can't remember the last. I tried to instigate a little sesh the other day. I was around my girlfriends. We're cuddling on the sofa. She got up, left the room. I thought, classic prank. So I just tucked myself behind the old curtains there. Way, bit of fun. And then all the housemates came in, sat on the sofa, started talking about how happy they were that I'd gone home. Then they moved on to some pretty scathing stuff about how immature they think I am, which in that moment, yeah. I'd do well to convince the jury otherwise, wouldn't I? I'd burst out. Oh, immature, is it? Oh, you call that immature, do you? Huh? You call that You call... Call that immature? Look at yourselves. In fact, I wish I was wearing a pair of mirrored sunglasses in that moment. So look at yourselves. Sat around bitching about your housemate's boyfriend, eating your froobs and your mini cheddars. At this hour, you'll ruin your dinner. Now grow up. No, I didn't really do that. What I did do is I just waited until they all went to sleep, quietly let myself out, got on the first megabus heading west, changed my name to Rob, and I started doing stand-up comedy. So that's how I got started in the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Ding! What am I going to talk about next? Got very comfortable in my dressing gown during the lockdown. Too comfortable. Way too... You got to be careful. You got to remember with your dressing gown. Sure, it's been designed purely with your comfort in mind. But the further away you see someone from their home in a dressing gown, the more uncomfortable everybody gets. Yeah. Round the house, man of leisure. Outside the house, person of concern. When you're in your dressing gown, you realize life is on a razor's edge, you know? Between a good time and a bad time. It's such a fine line. Like sleeping in the same room as a fridge. I stayed in a pretty fancy hotel recently. They had a mini fridge. I felt like a bit of a hot shot. Bit of a big shot sleeping in the same room as a mini fridge. About a week later, I slept in the same room as a big fridge. Massively different vibe. Massively mini fridge, sure! Feel like a bit of a rock star. You're a bit more excited version of yourself when you're in the same room as a mini fridge. You might say something you don't normally say, like, fucking mini fridge, motherfucker! Look at the tiny drinks, bitch! Woo! Might even take a selfie with it. Big fridge, you just lay awake all night thinking about the fact that you're alone in the dark with a big fridge. Start cross-examining all the decisions you've ever made that have led you to this point where you're alone in the dark with a big fridge. Fuck off, big fridge! Once you shout that out loud, you know you've lost the battle. You've lost that battle. Saw that World's Strongest Man's still on TV. What I want to know is when one of these boys finally going to find the strength to admit nobody's watching anymore. It's on Channel 5. There's your first fucking clue, lads. I want to see him shoulder the weight of that. How many reps of the cold, hard truth can you pump for me, brother? I think they need to update that show. Because the world doesn't need stronger men. It needs better men. Am I right, lads? I say we keep it World's Strongest Man, but it's World's Strongest Man for emotional strength. Round number 1, contestants have to drag a ship's anchor through 100 meters of wet tarmac. And all they have to do, just admit that you cannot do that, mate. That is an insane thing to even try. Anyone who even attempts it gets taken straight to a therapist's office where we get to see if they can find the strength from within to open up and show us what they're really struggling with. Round number 2, just admit something that you are bad at and just be honest with the world, mate. I'll do it right now. I'll show some bloody emotional strength. I'll tell you something I'm bad at. Not a very good speller. Found that very embarrassing in school, being a bad speller, because I had to learn all these silly little rhymes for big words, like because. That was a big word at the time, wasn't it? Because. I had to learn silly little rhymes, to learn these long words. Because. So it was, big elephants can't always use small exits. She's laughing at me, not with me there. What an idiot. I was telling a friend about this recently, and he was like, yeah, that's a mnemonic. Right? A mnemonic, where the first word of each word in a sentence spells out the word the mnemonic was invented for. He's right. I Googled it, which took a fucking lifetime, because mnemonics is impossible to spell. It's got a silent M on it. Mnemonics, silent, what are you doing? Its sole purpose in life is to serve as the heart of spelling, but it is impossible to spell. It's like an old person going to a doctor and being like, I need a walking stick. And they're like, yeah, here you go, but go easy. This one's made out of slinkies. Whoa! So I had to come up with mnemonics just to spell the word mnemonic. Here we go, strap in. Mnemonics are invented for people like me, whose memory never ever memorizes rewind! Mnemonics are invented for people like me, whose memory never ever memorizes ordinary normal information clearly. And it might not even matter or noticeably irritate clever clogs, but I noticed it. So I come up with these mnemonics. Maybe now, even me or normal individuals can spell mnemonics. And mnemonics, I thank you very much. Cool. All right. I'm going to fuck off. Be good yourselves. Be good to the planet. My name's Rob Copland. Bye-bye!